Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the program. I hope everybody is enjoying their morning so far. Happy to be here with you all. And good morning, good morning, good morning to all of my beautiful viewers, listeners, and Soul Tribe family. Today is Wednesday, February 22nd, 2023. I've got approximately 7:30 a.m. on the clock. The name of this program is called It's a Conspiracy, but It Ain't No Theory. This is episode 12. And on today's episode, we're going to be working on and going over the gaslighting. My name is Adrienne Alese. I am a singer, songwriter, author, model, musician. I am the author of a 2-part book series called Lucy's Lair. Could not be prouder. I mean, that's how you know you've answered and followed the call of God. And now I'm being protested as such. So beautiful stuff here, absolutely magical. So I'm the author of a 2-part book series called Lucy's Lair, Part 1 and Part 2. Lucy's Lair is a book series reflecting my life as a survivor of rape culture and child sex trafficking. And on this program, I advocate for women's rights, basic human rights, the rights of those disabled. Focusing today primarily on the psychological abuse, the gaslighting after being gang stalked. I myself am a fully recovered diagnosed epileptic. I have been diagnosed with epilepsy, grand mal seizures, for approximately 20 years, 18 of which fully recovered and seizure-free. Praise the Lord, amen. I also advocate on behalf of the foster children in the CPS system, orphans, single parents, foster parents, and those less fortunate. This program is a dedication to the targeted individual community. Before I go any further, I'd just like to take a moment of silence for those no longer with us. Rest in peace. All right, so I'm actually going to go ahead and do something on today's program that I've never done before, and it's just, I'm going to go ahead and share the weather. Ooh, watch out. So we've got about 33 degrees here. It says that it's going to snow. There's a possible chance of snow today and tomorrow, this week. And so today it's about 33 degrees outside. It's not raining heavy, but it is raining. And so Ethan's on midwinter break, and he will not be going to school this week. He has the whole week off, which is really cool. And so last night we were making some magic potions, and we just had a whole bunch of fun just making some wax stamps and spending time together in this sort of indoor weather, which is not something we've done in a while. So I was actually happy that I could engage him in a project where he was able to get hands-on with me and actually participate, because he's going through a phase right now where he's becoming a teenager, and for some reason teenagers want nothing to do with their moms. I don't know what it is, but it's a phase. And so anyways, needless to say, to continue, I just wanted to thank all of my supporters and everybody for joining me on today's program. If you wouldn't mind, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you enjoyed today's program, maybe also consider donating. All support goes to helping families regain independence after ritual abuse. And then there's a trigger warning. Mentions of physical, emotional, mental, and sexual abuse. Vicarious trauma and secondary traumatic stress are frequently used interchangeably to refer to the indirect trauma that can occur when we are exposed to difficult or disturbing images and stories secondhand. This can occur by viewing graphic news reports, gruesome or frightening television shows, and various other media. hearing a detailed traumatic story from another person, viewing crime scene evidence, working in a courtroom, attending a debriefing or a conference where disturbing images are described or shown, and many other ways in which we can be indirectly affected by the content or visuals of some other living creature's suffering. Content might not be suitable for all. Viewer discretion is advised. All right, so on this program, I will be discussing today and reviewing my experience with the organized community harassment campaign, otherwise known as malicious harassment, gang stalking, group stalking, cause stalking, terror stalking, remote or electronic stalking and harassment, cyber warfare, electronic torture, cyber terrorists, no-touch torture, touchless sexual assault, slow kill program, narcissistic abuse, gaslighting, psychological gas chamber, and energy-directed weapons abuse, verbal, emotional, and psychological. Another hot topic I often discuss on my program and want to go over again today is the spiritual warfare component to the satanic occult ritualistic practice of gang stalking, otherwise known as scapegoating. And I've recently mentioned that the G in gang stalking, the G and the S in gang stalking, coincidentally, are, if you invert those, scapegoating starts with the same letters inverted. So gang stalking is scapegoating, essentially. So to continue, the black magic, blood magic, the satanic sacrifices made to bind someone to a blood contract meant to curse, omens, spiritual symbolism, the hypnosis, energy spells, magic curses, etheric implants, cult mind control, and how it all pertains to the safety and well-being of an intuitive empath, also known as a targeted individual. It's interesting that the intuitive empath is gaslit and called a terrorist so much on a daily basis in the mainstream media and just in this simulated reality, which is what this specific show is going to be focusing on today, the gaslighting and the psychological torture. Okay, so the overall purpose of this satanic occult slow kill program is to make anyone trying to expose operations pertaining to mind control or cult mind control in the US look and seem ridiculous, crazy, schizophrenic, or even suicidal. This psychological operation is done covertly by the military counterintelligence program, COINTELPRO, known to many as the Suicide Squad, using trauma-based mind control, keeping targets in a cycle of negative karmic energy that recycles and regenerates, creating an etheric implant. Etheric implant removal. Healing trauma stuck on both a cellular and energetic level. When stagnant emotions are not released, they create dense energy in the human energetic system that can cause blocks to the energetic field in 3 dimensions, first, third, and fifth. So if you guys get a chance to check out the chakra diagram that I share in my video, you'll see exactly what areas that that I'm referring to here. So, healing trauma stuck on both a cellular and energetic level. When stagnant emotions are not released, they create dense energy in the human energetic system that can cause blocks to the energetic field in 3 dimensions, first, third, and fifth. And to me, this is just past, present, and future. Like, I always associate that with everything, pretty much. So, to continue, etheric parasites and demonic entities love to feed off the dense, dark energy, also called loosh, that's created as a result of these blocks. They use it as food, otherwise known as narcissistic supply. Over time, they've learned that if they attach an energetic implant to the denser portion of our fields, which create more pain and physical, emotional, and psychological trauma, we put off more loosh for them to harvest, known as energy harvesting, fear farming, false hope, or hopium. These etheric implants create a loop cycle over existing trauma by manipulating energy, alchemizing positive energy into negative energy, and because etheric implants are designed to lower energetic vibration, poison the mind, corrupting the soul, disconnecting us from source, and limit our natural abilities, it becomes extremely difficult to finally fully heal. No matter how much work we've done, multidimensional energy healing, etheric clearing, and attachment release are all forms of etheric implant removal. So I just wanted to go over the latest trauma, or the last artificially simulated trauma that was just recently induced as a way to manipulate me into sex trafficking and derail my show by trying to engage me in their illegal criminality, organized crime. I've already mentioned how the guilt is being used as an emotional leverage to manipulate me into sex trafficking, but I'm going to have to go over it again briefly to give more real-life examples of how this affects the trafficked target. 75% of targeted individuals are women, not men, not children. This makes gang stalking a hate crime towards women. Women in this case being a politically victimized individual. Data proves that 75% of targeted individuals are Caucasian women. As a trafficked target, gang stalkers will cause friends of the opposing gender and race to be illegally terminated. This means they are now also targets. But as a trafficked target, gang stalkers, otherwise known as occult lapdogs, manipulate this entire situation and use guilt as an emotional leverage because the trafficked target is already aware, in this specific case, guilt will no longer be effective. This is most commonly seen when fathers do this, using a child to guilt trip victims for sex, making the sexual encounter a form of rape and punishment for speaking out or leaving by not giving mothers access to their child. Hot topics. This is probably my favorite part of the whole program, so let's just go over it really quick. Hot topics often discussed on my program include my hustle, my modeling, and I just have to stop really quick and say how much fun the gang stalkers have hating on my modeling photos. It's probably one of their favorite pastimes. I'm not even kidding. The second I post a photo, it's like ham time. They go ham on my modeling photos. It is one of their favorite pastimes. And they love to hate on my modeling photos. And so a lot of times what they'll do is they'll actually mock my modeling, and it's really interesting because they've sabotaged everything. And so mocking my modeling photos, I guess, is their passive-aggressive way of trying to fight terrorism. How many terrorists do you know are mothers of 3, family women who model? Not very many. Probably none. That's just another manipulative war tactic. They're not heroes. They're trying to be the hero by villainizing me, and it's just not going to happen, okay? But one of the things that they will do is they'll like, if I edited my background, if I clipped my background out, then they will mock that and they will clip their background out and they'll make their background look super ratchet, as if to imply that I'm basically not who I say that I am, to make me insecure, to make me in an attempt to make me self-conscious. I don't know how that could even possibly work at this point, but it would not stop them either way. They are literally doing everything that they can to kiss as much as and make the occult as happy as they possibly can so they can say that they're the heroes. They're not. I'm not a terrorist. Stop manipulating me. Please stop hating on my modeling. I know you're jealous because I'm beautiful. That's okay. Get over it. Okay? Anyways, and also too, you're struggling with your own mental health. When you mock somebody's photos or when somebody posts a photo to social media and you take that as an opportunity to attack this person, honey, you need help. You need help. Stop collectively coming together. Like, you're such a villain, it's not even fucking funny. And of course, you're trying to manipulate a win by villainizing me just because I clipped the background out of my photo. So what? You know how ridiculous you look? Trying to shame me for clipping my background out? I don't know a single person or a single woman that goes to the Grammys in her pajamas. I don't know any presidents that get on the podium in their pajamas. You know, I don't know any models that don't have, or any celebrities that don't have their photos professionally edited. Now, I myself do not edit photos. I cannot edit photos. It's not something that I'm interested in learning because I don't need to edit my photos. I'm natural. That's why I have so many haters as it stands. So, but anyways, the modeling, my singing, my songwriting, the singing is really important because they know that I'm an excellent singer, and that's one of the reasons why they've gone so hard to try to get me to stop talking, because if I start singing and if my confidence grows and if I get better, then there's a real problem. So not only that, but my singing is therapeutic and healing to me. That's one of my coping mechanisms. So, and I'm great at it. One of the best on the planet. So that's definitely a threat to them. So, but anyways, me as a musician and just me as an artist, social engineering, zombie apocalypse, energy harvesting, remote gang stalking, cancel culture, aliens, UFOs, AI, RoboCop, thought police, thought crimes, policing the web, censorship, policing the comment section, Terminator teams, obsessed, OCD, mental health, which is in part with the gaslighting. We're going to be going over that and how they desperately need help. They need help. If you see somebody out here gaslighting a woman, call the cops on that person because that woman is being abused psychologically. So anyways, mental health, illnesses, crisis, magic mirror, hacking, cyber terrorists, blackmail, sextortionists, public shaming methods using electronic devices. Occult scapegoating. Disinformation agents, technocrats, survival tips, earth, divine feminism, soulscaping, hacking, phishing, spear phishing, break-ins, vandalism, spying, tracking, smear campaigns, slandering, defamation, character assassination. So like that's kind of like also too with the mocking of my photos, like the fuck. You ain't got nothing better to do with your life. and you don't have a girlfriend or a boyfriend that's in a better position than me. You will never, because I'm the baddest, quite literally. So that's why you're mad. It's so funny. So terrorism, domestic violence, and they absolutely are terrorists. If you see these people stalking, you need to report them to the police immediately, because they are terror stalking. Domestic violence, destruction of property, organized crime, 24/7 satellite surveillance, human sex trafficking, that's their golden nugget, geo-tracking, data harvesting, social engineering attacks, electronic harassment, torture for hire, murder for hire, revenge for hire, organized group stalking, gang stalking, otherwise known as human trafficking, conspiracy culture, exploitation, sexpionage, sexploitation, dissemination of revenge porn, public shaming methods, leveraging the science of hypnosis. So leveraging the science of hypnosis, to me, I definitely consider like the guilt tripping technique a form of hypnosis, because it's absolutely brainwashing. And it's really toxic, so it's abusive. So using data as blackmail, racketeering, extortion, many forms, gaslighting, murder, threats, blacklistings, kidnappings, blackmail and bribery, human cloning, mass hysteria, mass crime, my labs, hybridization, phobia indoctrination, energy weapons, psychic abuse, dream altering, reading one's future without one's consent. Of course, these things exist in the future. They're absolutely time travelers. If you think about how and why somebody has become a billionaire, well, it takes time to make that much money, and it takes a lot of slaves as well. And so you can't convince me otherwise. They are definitely residing in the future, for sure. And that's another reason why they have no problem fucking up this timeline, because they don't exist here. So, reading one's future without one's consent, altering one's future without one's consent, telepathic spies, and we'll get a little bit more into this coming up a little bit later on today's program. Psychic spies also too, the same type of thing coming up later. Subliminal programming, ET, alien, demonic etheric implants causing highly charged traumatic imprints. So charged, I can't even say the word right. Excuse me. Highly charged traumatic imprints creating trauma bonds, love bombing, karmic cycle, ritualistic abuse, cyber crime, data slaves, debt slaves, karmic will, karmic slave, demon food, energy, entertainment, and source, adrenochrome, high adrenaline levels after social engineering, aka terrorist attack, fear farming, harvesting fear, anxiety, depression, PTSD, high stress levels, shock, and alien love bite interference, honey trapping, rape culture, conspiracy, death cult society, ghost producing, encrypted inversions, entrapment operations, and much, much, much more that I go over as hot topics on this program. And I enjoy it so much. I live for it. What is human trafficking? According to the Department of Homeland Security, human trafficking is defined as modern-day slavery. Human trafficking, defined by the FBI as involuntary servitude, same thing, modern-day slavery. Human trafficking, also according to the FBI, is the illegal exploitation of a person. Anyone can be a victim of human trafficking, and it can occur in any U.S. community. If you are a human trafficking victim or have information about a potential trafficking situation, the National Human Trafficking Resource Center And then there's a number for you guys to call that I've provided. I'm just not going to say it right now. It's just a whole bunch of numbers. So, but I've provided that for you all. All right, so exploitation is trafficking. Phishing is exploitation. So when somebody's device has been hacked and they've been exploited and they were a victim of phishing, they are a victim of human trafficking. Period. Your Honor, that's it. That's all there is to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't mean to be an asshole, but goddamn, I'm so pissed. And I try so hard to just kind of keep it cool. You know what I'm saying? Before I was Phoenix, I was Adrienne. Okay? All right. So, God forbid anything happens. And I guess this is probably one of the reasons why I go so hard. I don't wish any ill will on anyone, except for satanic occults that's practice scapegoating. And I wish that all of the gang stalkers perish. But the reason why I'm doing this is because these people need to not wait for these women to end up in a morgue to then actually act like they suddenly care. Do something now. Like the way that you see me doing something now. If you know somebody's the victim of a trafficking or a corruption scandal, do something. Report it to the FBI. Don't wait for this person to be murdered. Welcome back to the program, everybody. The name of this program is called It's a Conspiracy, But It Ain't No Theory. My name is Adrienne Alese, and I am the American Dream. Shut down. So, but in any case, I have 10:50 a.m. on the clock here. And I'm going to be discussing gaslighting at some point. I promise. Matter of fact, this gaslighting segment might be so long that I might have to make more than one video of just about this one topic. This one abusive technique. I might have to make freaking, I don't even know. We'll just see how it goes. I'm trying to do all of this on the fly. I absolutely suck at reading off of scripts and remembering words. Okay, just a little fun fact. I suck at reading off of a script and remembering words. So usually if I have to do one or two or both of those things, it's a lot more difficult for me because I am so used to doing this on the fly. Like, it comes to me and literally I just express it as it comes in. And because I'm so good at what I do, it comes natural for me. I don't even realize what I'm doing most of the time. And so if this is highly offensive, I do apologize. But I go hard for what I believe in, and I'm not going to apologize for that. All right, so one of the ways that I'm being gaslit and electronically harassed is through psychic spies on YouTube, and I don't even know how these people, I mean, they have to work for the COINTELPRO or they're lapdogs of the occult, because I don't even know how. I don't even know how they're employed. But it's all illegal. It's a psychological operation. It's a cesspool of abuse, and this is being done using black and blood magic, and this is also psychic abuse. So, like, for example, if I go onto YouTube and I look up Libra, which is my zodiac sign, and I try to, you know, maybe watch a video or something like this, for starters, since there's a virus on my device and since my device is infected with malware, the only thing that pops up are the ones that are psychologically abusing me. So that's what I mean when I say psych abuse. And so they use energy manipulation to make these videos to alter the consciousness level of the TI. And also because there's been blood sacrifices made, this is, they're playing on top of that. So it's so funny because they're not real magicians at all. And they're actually psychiatrists. A lot of them went to school to be a psychiatrist. So the level of insanity and reverse psychology, it's like it's intended to curse the Libra. And a lot of these clickbaity, malware infected videos on YouTube they're actually intended to curse somebody. The second that they open up the link and the video comes on, it's already been cursed with blood magic. So the second that a TI will push this button, it opens up. Not only does it hypnotize them, not only is this in part of MK Ultra, but it's also trauma-based mind control, reverse psychology, and hypnosis. And not only that, but it is intended to, it's basically like, you click the link, it opens up, you watch it, and you're doomed. You're supposed to die. Like, that's what they put all of this energy into these videos, and it's intended to, like, let's say you're on there and you see your Hollywood crush, and it's like, you click it, but it's designed for you to be cursed on a spiritual level, because they do these little rituals behind the scenes, and they're doing all of this psych abuse behind the scenes. So therefore, whenever you go to push it and watch it, you're like instantly cursed with death magic and death spells, and it's reversed entirely to make the TI want to engage, so that the TI will click the link, and immediately after clicking the link, the clickbait, it's a death curse. So like, you'll have 48 hours left to live. Of course, none of this ever comes to fruition. It's so crazy. It is so crazy. All of these people need to be in the psych ward. I will continue to pray for these people, because at this point, they need a scapegoat, because they're godless. They fell from God's grace. And so, so the next thing, the closest thing to that, is their scapegoat. The only person left that is in God's grace, is the one that's being gaslit. And so I just think it's so insane that they're actually on here, and they're like able to make all of this money. And of course, because they're hackers, they can hack up the views, hack up the likes, hack up the comments, hack up all of this stuff. They literally hire hackers to computer generate everything. How many followers they have, they're mostly all bots. Like, I'm pretty sure, maybe you guys can recall, maybe not, but when Cardi B was coming up, and I cannot believe that if there is a single person on this planet even attempting to call me crazy after Cardi B. Like, are you kidding? So what do you call Cardi B then? Because that's some pretty crazy shit. All right? So anyways, there used to be like these allegations that they would throw around in the media, saying that Cardi B bought all of her followers, that somehow she was able to buy all of those followers, and this is real. This is actually truly going on. Now, I don't know if this is what she actually did, but I know that this is how a lot of celebrities are manipulating their comment section. They're actually just bots, and they're just cranking up their likes, their views, to make it look like they're going viral, but they're actually not. And the hackers in the neighborhood, not in this specific neighborhood, but about a year ago, the hackers in the neighborhood that I was living in then, in Moses Lake, they actually tried so hard using algorithm manipulation to get me to think that I was already famous, all this stuff, so I can imagine I was probably saying things that were really ridiculous because of the MK Ultra, because of the etheric implant, and because of all the hypnosis, and because The device is infected. Every single person's device is infected with malware. Pretty much 90% of people have this same problem that I do. They just are not aware. And so every single device is manipulating that specific device owner in a way, and like that's what it means when I've already kind of gone over the customized punishment action plan. Each device is manipulating each device owner individually. So one person may be over here saying this, another person may be over here saying that, because these terror stalkers and hackers, black hat hackers in the neighborhood, manipulate the algorithm to MK Ultra and to set forth that customized punishment action for that specific target. So I don't even think all the news is the same news anymore, because it's been compartmentalized so much. And so there's all of these little neighborhood, community watch groups that are being set up to manipulate the algorithm, and every single one is unique to that specific TI. Every single MK Ultra package, plan, or whatever is customized for that specific device. All right, so the gaslighting coming up on today's program. One of the things that I have to go over is going to be the gaslighting, for sure. If I can get to it, bear with me here. I write so much in my little device that I probably spend more time scrolling through all of the things that I've wrote than you do on Instagram or Facebook combined. Just to get, to a segment, I have to scroll so much because I write that much. And so while I'm on the topic, I might as well just go ahead and mention that I fully intend, I'm going to be carving out some time here this spring to put together Lucy's Lair number 3. Now, I don't know if you guys know, but Lucy's Lair number 2, I wrote in a day. While Joran was at the funeral for Jenny, I wrote Lucy's Lair number 2 in a day. No cap. Like, that's the stuff that geniuses are made of. Like, under pressure, Well, you probably wouldn't know, but luckily I'm here to share that. So, however, Lucy's Lair might have 2 names. Lucy's Lair number 3 might have 2 names, okay? It might be Lucy's Lair number 3, but I think I'm going to give it a nickname or a middle name. That middle name being Power Playing, okay? Since that was my idea in the first place. I will be taking that back, just like I have taken every single thing back that I was the original creator of in the first place. You see, it always finds its way back to its rightful owner. It's amazing. So I already have so much backlogged writing and articles and just little things that I've been working on over the probably ever since I got my hands on technology, not gonna lie. I feel like one of the greatest things for me as an artist, especially as an author and a writer, is the fact that I can research and verify and fact check and validate my own shit. Right, so I definitely agree with Beyonce there. Definitely revealing way too much about yourself through the recording lens device, hackers can spy and do phish. Have you ever noticed that there are no phone cases or screen protectors made to censor the device's recording lens, neither front nor back? Also, really important, I noticed that Beyonce is holding up the 666 right there in that. Most likely it's been photoshopped or something. I'm just saying, it's trying to manipulate me. The hackers in the neighborhood use celebrities to maximize the shock. And there's no telling to the TI whether it's genuine or whether it's simulated. If it's artificial intelligence, it's still simulated. You see what I'm saying? There's so many different levels to it. But it is interesting that Beyonce Knowles, is holding up the 666. It's also interesting how most TIs refer to this as their gang sign because they are a part of a satanic death cult that traffics human beings. Primarily 75% of those human beings being white, Caucasian women, not children, and not black people, and definitely not men. Like, they've manipulated the population, the masses into believing, But it's interesting that Satanists refused God's chosen one and exploited God's chosen one. It wouldn't matter what God at this point. If they worship Satan and they swear to God that I'm the devil in the flesh because of my tattoos, what would it matter? What would it matter? It shouldn't matter. If that's your God, bow. Like, kiss the ground that I walk on. I'm waiting. I don't know what you're waiting for. All right, you all. So, and now, I almost take just as much pride in holding the keys to this next bitch's asylum as I did the first/last one. LOL. I have been waiting to expose this one right here for so long. It's almost too much justice. It's almost too good to be true. Hold on. All right, you all. It was almost so fire. I had to step outside for a cigarette smoke break just really quick. And I'm gonna have to pause my music so I don't accidentally get a copyright strike again. So if I do, then God forbid, please forgive me. But this next YouTube channel that was created, she started her channel literally the day that Jerron was at Jenny's funeral. And if you look a little closer, they're all smoking and they have tattoos all over their faces. This is a direct social engineering attack. It's specifically directed to the TI, the Libra. That's me. All right, so have you ever been so successful that you accidentally blessed others and made them either equally or even more successful? They've become more successful at cursing me than what they consider to be their God in the flesh. Does that make any sense? It doesn't make any sense to me, but look, that is the reverse psychology that gang stalkers use. And this person right here, her name is Ashley. She has electronically exploited me to the most inhumane degree. All of my children as well. If you watch this person's program going back a year, you will see every single program is a direct attack on myself. And every single thing that I had going in my life at the time was basically exploited by this one person's YouTube channel. And so I am so proud of my success that Even this bitch has a successful YouTube channel and it's entirely dedicated to me. Okay? The things that she's specifying, the things that she says specifically are a direct, almost like a directed conversation. It goes in part of when they do the directed conversation, when gang stalkers do or use this abusive tactic called directed conversation, they're spies and they're hackers. So they've listened, they've honed in, they know what's going on in the home behind closed doors. And so then when a hacker or when a YouTuber uses directed conversation, they target the targets, they exploit the targets behind the closed doors environment. So if you want to know like really what was going on in my life, all you have to do is watch this one's program and she exploits it all. And she's been hired to do exactly that. She works either for a big tech corporation and or the government, the military industrial complex, and or she's just a part of an occult. All right, so like I was saying, this one was almost too hype. I might just have to save this one for another day, but this is just a prime example of how social engineering works, how the energy directed weapon works when the directed conversation is being done more or less online. I think this person right here might potentially be AI. If they're not AI, they are daddy's sweet, sweet, sweet little girl getting fucked daily by me. I mean, I'm so hard. Who wouldn't want to ride, right? You'd be dumb not to take one. All right, so up next here we have a social engineering attack, and I just realized that a social engineering attack is... Okay, bear with me now, you guys. I'm trying to process this, okay? A social engineering attack is an adrenochrome come down because this is the hit that they take to try to get back up. You see what I'm saying? Electronically. So here we have Whoopi Goldberg telling the cops to kill white people or whatever, to shed cracker blood. This is what the caption in this specific social engineering attack is displaying. Now, I'm not seeing shit. You all can see it for yourself. And all I got to say is, yo, go ahead, Whoopi. Go ahead, Whoopi. Go ahead, Whoopi. Do what you got to do. Why are you even sweating me? Alright? Shed all the blood you deem necessary, but if you shall ever fucking dare come for me or mine, we're going to have a fucking problem. That's it. Alright, you all. Have a beautiful rest of your afternoon and enjoy the rest of your week. I'm gonna get to living my best life. Catch me on Facebook, possibly later today. There might be a fire post on there. So get at me. Love you all. Peace.